Sweden is a traveler's dream because of its extensive history and diverse scenery. It's definitely difficult to beat if you enjoy being outside. There are hundreds of acres of natural forests and gorgeous lakes to explore, as well as enormous archipelagos along its beaches, and the air and water are both immaculate. Excellent public transportation, pleasant and helpful residents, and a recent revolution in Swedish food are just a few of the country's many positive attributes. You'll never get bored if you include a fascinating past that includes infamous Viking invaders, royal dynasties, and imperial intrigue. Keep on watching to see more of Sweden. Number 1. Gamla Stan. Gamla Stan, or the Old Town of Stockholm, is a compact, narrow area where the settlement first appeared in the middle of the 13th century. The medieval settlement is still largely intact. However, it is frequently freshly painted and brushed in traditional Scandinavian fashion. The architecture around its squares, particularly the major one, Stortorget, which is encircled by old merchants' homes along its winding stone-paved alleyways and cobble streets, is what gives its appeal. Together with a wide variety of stores, eateries, and cafes, this district is home to the Noble Museum, the Post Museum, the Royal Coin Cabinet, and a number of churches. If you can locate acceptable lodging, or even reasonably priced inns and hostels, the neighborhood is also a fantastic place to stay. Number 2. Vasa Museum. Sweden's most visited museum, the Vasa Museum in Stockholm, now draws close to 1 million people a year. Since the museum opened in 1990, more than 20 million have visited, and it's easy to understand why. The 64-gun battleship Vasa, the pride of the Swedish Imperial Fleet, sank on its first voyage in 1628. Before a hugely complex salvage operation was carried out in 1961, the ship had been submerged in frigid waters for more than 3 centuries. These days, travelers from all over the globe travel to see this intriguing time capsule. The museum welcomes visitors of all nationalities and offers English language audio guides and guided tours. The Vasa is a day trip unto itself, housing 10 distinct exhibitions and 4 additional museum ships. For those looking to make a full day of it, there is a store and a restaurant on the property. Fotografiska is a cutting-edge gallery featuring frequently changing exhibits honoring the art of photography and is a worthwhile addition to the museums in Stockholm. It is also well known for its restaurants and entertainment venues, both of which serve sustainably farmed organic food. Number 3. Drottingham Palace. On the island of Lovå, the fairy tale Drottingham Palace is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is a fantastic day excursion from Stockholm, which is located around 11 kilometers to the west. The palace, which dates to the 17th century, today serves as the Swedish royal family's official residence. Bronze sculptures from Denmark and Bohemia that were brought back as war spoils are displayed in the lovely terrace part. The Chinese pavilion, which was constructed in the late 1700s, should not be missed. Summertime performances are still held at the Palace Theatre from the 18th century. You may see historical theatrical costumes and set design in the Theatre Museum. There are guided tours available, as well as a number of entertaining seminars and activities for both children and adults. Number 4. The Gota Canal. The 190-kilometer-long Gota Canal was built in the early 19th century and is frequently referred to as Sweden's finest engineering achievement. It now ranks among the top tourist destinations in the nation and provides a distinctive viewpoint of central Sweden. In addition, it is a component of a water link that runs from Stockholm in the northern east to Gothenburg in the southwest by linking with the lakes Vanem and Vättern and the Trollhätte Canal. The canal runs from Sjötorp in Lake Vänern to Söderköping on the Baltic Sea and has 58 locks and 47 bridges. There are several options for passenger cruise ships, or you can rent a boat and explore the canal on your own. Number 5. Kiruna and the Ice Hotel. The northernmost town in Sweden, Kiruna, in Lapland, which is at the same latitude as central Greenland. Moreover, it serves as the capital of the biggest commune in the nation, which borders both Finland and Norway. Mid-May until mid-July sees the midnight sun here. The town, which was formerly a Lapp community, started to grow when iron ore mining got underway around 1900. Amazingly, the entire city is slowly being pushed northwest to the base of Luossavaara mountain due to subsidence brought on by industrial mining. Around 17 kilometers outside the city sits Jukkasjärvi, home of the world's first ice hotel. Each year, a new version of the ice hotel with its exquisite rooms and furnishings is made from ice in the Torn River. This area is a hub for canoeing, fishing, stand-up paddleboarding, and river rafting in the summer. Kebnekaise, the highest mountain in Sweden, is 90 kilometers to the west of Kiruna, while Abisko National Park, where the Lapland Railroad travels to Narvik on the Norwegian coast, is 95 kilometers to the north. Number 6. Skansen and Djurgården. The oldest open-air museum in the world, Skansen, is a historical town with homes, farmsteads from all across Sweden. Together, these well-preserved structures depict both country and urban society from the 1720s through the 1960s. This area is home to a number of Finnish farmsteads as well as churches, schools, manor houses, shops, mills, workers' residences, artisan shops, a bakery, and a funicular railroad. There is a small Sami camp with reindeer nearby. Costume interpreters who live in these homes, farms, and workshops go about their daily business while also practicing their crafts and performing farm and household chores. A zoo houses Swedish natural species as well as exotic animal exhibits and a kids' zoo. Skansen is a popular destination for locals, particularly in the summer, and is situated in the sizable urban park of Djurgården. Traditional cafes, restaurants, snack bars, and even hotels can be found everywhere. You can even rent a canoe or a bicycle if you're feeling very active. This area houses the Grönnelund amusement park in addition to the ABBA Museum. You can take a ferry from Gamla Stan or Slussen, a tram or a bus from Norrmalmstorg to get there. A delightful 15-minute walk from the city center will get you to the park instead. For further details, see the Djurgården Visitor Center. Number 7. Visby. The walled town of Visby on the island of Gotland, which is covered in roses and steeples and steeped in medieval history, is a major magnet for tourists from all over the world. It's all too easy to lose your sense of being in the contemporary world when strolling the town's charming cobblestone streets. Several medieval merchant houses with stepped gables and a few timber structures from the 17th and 18th centuries are still standing. Visby is well deserving of its moniker as the gem of the Baltic and its designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is essential to take a self-guided tour, sightseeing tour of the majestic walls, which are 700 years old. There are about 44 defensive towers built within the structure, and 2 breaches in the walls still show where an attack once occurred. Direct flights, great ferry connections, and several more Swedish cities are all accessible from Stockholm. Number 8. Stockholm City Hall. Visby is well deserving of its moniker as the gem of the Baltic and its designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is essential to take a self-guided or guided sightseeing tour of the majestic walls, which are 700 years old. There are about 44 defensive towers built within the structure, and 2 breaches in the wall still show where an attack once occurred. Direct flights, great ferry connections, and several more Swedish cities are all accessible from Stockholm. The Royal Palace, which is situated on the Queen's Isle, is a great place to go if you want to go even further back in time. Visitors can explore this over 600-room Baroque palace, from the 18th century after a beautiful ferry trip. The Krona Museum, the Museum of Antiquities, the Armory, and the Treasury are just a few of the museums that call it home. Plan your visit so that you can see the daily changing of the guard. Number 9. Lisberg Theme Park. Lisberg is one of the most visited destinations in Sweden, with more than 3 million tourists yearly. It includes a wide variety of attractions, including 4 roller coasters, bumper cars, a fairy tale castle, and rides of speed demons and adrenaline junkies. The park has concerts in the summer as well, and both Swedish families and foreign tourists adore it. The park holds an amazing market around Christmas. In the summer, there are many places to eat and gorgeous flowers blooming. Taking a ride on the big wheel for the most impressive views of Gothenburg. Number 10. Karln and the Fredericks Dahl Open Air Museum. The town of Helsingborg is home to numerous historical sites and is situated across the Öresund Sea from Denmark's Helsingborg. The largest and most recognizable element of the town is a giant brick tower known as Karln, sometimes known as the Colonel, which was initially constructed in the 14th century as a lookout tower for the town's fortification. It dominates the center of the market square from a height of 35 meters. Tourists with a sense of adventure can climb its 190 stairs for the breathtaking views of the town below, the Öresund Bridge, and Denmark. Visit the Fredericks Dahl Open Air Museum and Botanical Garden after touring the city's historic district for a real-life glimpse of Swedish daily life in the past. Visitors can see the Fredericks Dahl House, a lovely botanic garden, as well as the Grafiska Print Museum and a music museum, in addition to experiencing live history at the real Skansen farm. The lavish palaces, historic towns, huge Arctic scenery, and renowned ice hotel are just a few of Sweden's tourism attractions. You should allot plenty of time to experience all the outdoor adventures and historical artifacts because there are so many things to do. We've compiled our list of the top tourist sites in Sweden to help you make the most of your Scandinavian vacation plan. Which of these places surprised you the most? Also, check out this other video if you want to visit Morocco. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of our top 10 prime picks.